Welcome to this episode of the You Two Scare Me podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Andy.
And I'm Felice, and we are recording together for the second time in 2026 in Key West, Florida. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. How was your Christmas and New Year's? Did you get wild?
No. I hibernated. It was good. It was low key, just the family. And it's very, very crowded here now in Key West. And so I don't know, I find myself getting kind of frustrated every time I leave the house. So I'm like, I'm not leaving the house. We didn't really do too much.
Everybody drives golf carts on like the main road super slow.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, ah.
And everybody who's never been on a bicycle in the last 20 years decides that this is their moment to bring those bicycle skills back. So it's a lot, but it's good. We love the tourism here. It's really important.
We depend on it.
We do. But, when you got to get somewhere, it's like, it can be a little frustrating, but it's all right.
Yeah. We were going to my son's baseball practice today and I was running late, of course.
Yeah, you can't be running late right now. Yeah. Everyone's going the same speed in both lanes. And you're like,
and it's like 5 to 10 under the speed limit.
Yeah. Because everyone's on vacation. So they're like just taking it easy. And yeah, if you have a place to go, now you have to start leaving a little bit earlier.
That's the worst. I'm not one of those people.
Yeah. How about you? How was your trip?
So I was in Pennsylvania and it was good. We usually, when we're there, we see family and friends. And this time we didn't see too many friends. One of our friends was really sick with the flu and we were like, oh, we can't risk that, especially with the crazy flu that's going around. Yeah. And when Ryan and I had the flu earlier this year, we were like zombies.
Yeah, you were like, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, no, can't do that. So sadly, we didn't get to see a lot of people, but we did see and spend time with both sides of our family and then some of his extended family. And I got some good ghost stories.
Ooh, okay.
So that'll be in a later episode. It was like crazy. The one aunt was talking and then the cousin chimed in and they all live in this little town and the entire town is haunted.
Oh my gosh.
It's so crazy.
Oh.
Speaking of, so we were at my parents' house. That's where we usually stay. And I was a little bit nervous when we were going up there because I'm like, okay, what if I do some investigating and then I'm, scared to sleep here? Like, something like that.
Or you stir something up and then leave it for your parents.
Right. And my mom was like, don't be doing anything. And so I took some things and I didn't tell her. But
sorry, Mom.
Ryan said to me, I saw what you packed.
He's like, I'm telling.
But I have to tell you, I walked in and usually I can kind of feel when there's something, right?
Yeah.
And I walked in and I didn't feel anything. I was like, oh, it feels pretty like light. And my mom does such a good job decorating for the holidays. It's always just so homey. And and Christmas is everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was just really beautiful, right? But I didn't feel anything. So I did pull out my EMF, did some talking. Nothing. Stayed on green.
Oh.
And then I was like, okay, so I did that one day, put it out again when I was doing some stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Ryan came in, he's like, you really brought that thing? It's like, yeah, he's like, you seriously doing this right now? I'm like, yes. Nothing. And so it was really quiet. So I don't know, because this is usually the time of year when a lot of stuff happens. So I don't know if something changed or what. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
Nothing to report.
Nothing to report with my parents' house.
Okay. Well, that's probably good for I know that your mom doesn't really like that stuff.
No.
So that's probably good for them.
Maybe we should do an away weekend. Our list for away weekends is growing.
Oh, yeah.
But because the town where Ryan's extended family live, so many of them were like, oh yeah, and this happened in this house, and this happened in this house, and this happened in this house, and this happens now. And so I was supposed to go back out there and take some of the equipment, but then a snowstorm came.
Oh.
So it did snow while we were there.
Oh, that's kind of nice.
It snowed a little bit, and then on New Year's Eve, we got like 8 inches. And so we were supposed to go out there, and then we stayed put because it was a little bit dicey. And,
Yeah.
So we had a quiet New Year's, just with my little family and my parents, and we banged pots outside and opened the front door, opened the back door,
nice,
and, all this stuff. So it was good. But
I was in bed. I went to bed.
At 10?
I did not see the new year. We rang it in early. We're like,
you did the
love you.
noon celebration.
Yeah. We're like, Happy New Year. It's New Year somewhere. Good night.
You are so funny. Oh, I have to tell you. So I got this from my brother. And he was like, I better see it on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Mike, look at that. It's my squonk mug. It says,
Squonk mug.
Home of the Squonk, USA, Pennsylvania.
It's so cute. Little squonkinator.
So check it out. Here it is. I'm using it. Thanks, Mike.
Way to go, Mike. I love it. Oh my gosh. Very cute.
Speaking of, before we were recording, Felisa's like, oh, I got you a little something. I was like, I ordered you something, but apparently snow disrupts delivery from the Northeast.
Everything takes forever to get here too.
Well, that's
like even thing. Amazon is like some of it's taking like almost 2 weeks to get down here.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I opened my present from Felisa and I stopped and I was like, and Felisa's like, what? She got me this beautiful Respect the Locals shirt that has all of these cryptids, and it just so happens to be the same one that I got her.
We share one brain, as it turns out.
We also found that we apparently have the same purse or very similar.
Yep.
And assorted other things. So there we are.
Yes. The intermingling of our consciousness is slowly happening. It's taking place.
We need to get our auras read. We should see if there's a place in Orlando when we go. So I was hoping that there would be a place in Orlando that does aura readings because I have read that sometimes people that you spend a lot of time with, like a spouse or a child or your podcast co-host,
yes,
you may have your own unique aura and they may have theirs, but then you kind of have one together, or you start sort of intermingling, like trading energies a little bit. So let's say yours was blue and mine was orange. Yeah. Then we'd have a little blue-orange space going on.
So, oh, yeah. We got to get it checked.
Yeah. So
yeah, we got to look it up.
Yeah. I meant to do that when I was at the airport, but I did not.
Oh, well. I forgot. There's time.
I was also on time. I told you I had 2 hours of sleep, but then Ryan has one of those like aura rings or whatever. And it said that, and we were sleeping at the same time, we had 13 minutes of sleep and then 12 minutes of sleep.
Oh, gosh.
So there's that.
You would have to come visit me in the hospital if that happened.
Well, that was like yesterday. We got home. Felice texted me. It was probably
sorry.
It's okay. It was probably less than an hour after we got home. And she's like, hey, like, welcome back. Want to record? And I was like, not today.
I had my days mixed up. I thought that you had come home the day before.
Yeah.
So
no, we came home. I showered, put on pajamas, and we just laid. We all took like a 4-hour plus nap. It was
that travel day. Like if you have a red eye or whatever, oh gosh, that's the worst. It will wreck you.
Yeah, that was a little whatever. But anyway.
Anywho, well, in case you are just joining us for the first time or you've forgotten, we are two fun friends who love all the spooky stories.
We love the ghosties, the ghoulies, the creatures, the cryptids, and everything weird and strange. But we know we don't know much.
Or anything really at all. We do know enough to have a deep respect for the unknown and spooky forces around us.
We also make sure to laugh along the way. We hope to bring you stories that make you wonder, get the goosebumps, and question everything you know.
A quick warning before we begin, this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Our tales are drawn from history, folklore, and reported experiences, but we don't claim them as fact. Some stories may include sensitive topics, so listener discretion is advised.
Dive into the shadows with us as we bring you haunting tales in this episode of the You Two Scare Me podcast.
Shall we dive in?
Time feels solid, reliable, something that we measure in minutes, seconds, hours, schedules, and calendars. But what if it isn't? What if time isn't a straight line, but more of a layered landscape? Something that you could accidentally step into or fall through? Tonight, we're diving into time slips, real documented experiences where ordinary people claim they suddenly found themselves in another era, often without warning, and just as suddenly returned.
Ooh.
I love this so much.
Oh my gosh.
So this isn't time travel with machines. It's not dreams or imagination, but it's vivid waking moments where the world itself seemed to shift. Some of these cases come from historians. Some are from pilots, and you know I love pilots.
Yes, you do.
That's for you, Ryan. Some come from everyday people who just took a wrong turn. Or maybe the right one. I wish this would happen to me.
I don't really know that much about time slips.
Oh my gosh, it's like my favorite thing.
Oh, cool.
I might even have to do a second episode because there were so many experiences and I was just like, oh my gosh, I just want to tell all of these stories.
Cool. Okay.
The term time slip is used to describe a spontaneous experience where a person perceives themselves existing in a different time period, usually the past, sometimes the future, while remaining physically present. So it's not like deja vu. Time slips often involve altered surroundings, period-accurate clothing and technology, and experiencing sounds, smells, and textures.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people even report having interactions with people who do not seem aware anything unusual is happening.
Oh.
Researcher Peter Underwood, a former president of the Ghost Club of London, described time slips as, quote, temporary overlaps of past and present. They've been reported across cultures, centuries, and locations, often clustered in historically dense areas. So places where a lot of things have happened or a lot of tragedy has happened.
Okay.
And importantly, many of these are reported by skeptics. One of the most famous and most controversial time slip cases occurred in 1901 in the gardens of the Petit Trianon at Versailles.
Ooh, okay.
The witnesses were not ghost hunters or paranormal enthusiasts. They were Charlotte Ann Moberly, the first female principal of St. Hugh's College, Oxford, and Eleanor Jourdain, a respected academic and head mistress. On August 10th, 1901, the two women were visiting Versailles. While walking through the gardens, they became disoriented. They said the air felt heavy. Colors appeared flat and unnatural, and there was an oppressive sort of silence. Basically, it was like everything kind of got turned down.
Okay, yeah.
Then they encountered men wearing long gray-green coats and tricorn hats, clothing that at first seemed like costumes, until they realized it wasn't staged. They saw a woman sketching near the Petit Trianon, later believed by the witnesses, to resemble Marie Antoinette.
Okay.
When the women returned to England, disturbed by the experience, they independently wrote down everything they remembered. Their descriptions matched. Years later, they published their account anonymously as an adventure.
Okay.
Critics argue that this is misinterpretation of what they saw, maybe that they were suffering from the power of suggestion or fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
But believers point out that the women were from an academic background, they had matching testimony independently taken, and period-accurate details that they didn't know beforehand.
Okay, that's the important part.
Right.
If they didn't know what soldier uniforms or whatever looked like.
Who would?
It's not like they had Google back then.
I wouldn't.
Right?
That could happen to me right now, and I'd still be like, what?
Yeah.
What did I just see? What's that
That's
hat called?
true. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
This case remains one of the most studied experiences of time slips in history.
So they're just walking and then suddenly everything feels different. And then they're seeing different kinds of people in different outfits.
Right.
Basically.
Right. Yeah.
From another time period. Interesting.
And I mean, you can read more in An Adventure.
Oh, okay.
In 1979, a man named Leon Rousseau checked into a hotel in Toronto during a business trip. I love this one.
Okay.
Nothing seemed unusual at first until he noticed a few questionable things. The decor looked outdated. The TV only played old black and white programs. And the newspapers in the hotel were decades old. At this point, I'd probably be thinking, wow, they really need to do some updating.
Yeah, right.
The next morning, Rousseau left the hotel for meetings. When he returned, the building was gone. Not under renovation, not abruptly closed, but gone. Records suggested the hotel had been demolished years earlier.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that crazy?
Did he have all this stuff with him?
I don't know.
Or did it get sucked to the other
The
dimension
void, I don't
or
know,
whatever?
wherever it was, yeah.
Ooh.
Only Rousseau's memory of a night spent somewhere that should not have existed remained.
Mm.
Can you imagine that just like, what the heck moment when you're like, you walk up and you're like, what?
Yeah, no, you would think you were going crazy.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
You wouldn't be like, well, this hotel was for sure here. You would think you were going crazy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I can't imagine. Drivers report time slips more than almost any other group. One widely cited case involves a couple driving through rural England who suddenly found themselves on a mud road lined with vehicles from the 1940s. They saw a woman in wartime clothing staring at them in what seemed like shock and horror. Seconds later, the modern road returned. There was no turn or detour, just a shift. Can you imagine?
When was that? When did it say when it happened?
That was in the, I feel like, I want to say it was in like the 70s or something like that.
Okay. So, you know, you're like imagining a Pontiac,
right?
Like a Firebird or something like that. And then this 1940s lady sees this hot rod car.
Can you imagine what she must have?
Yeah.
And then she goes home and she's like, Betty, guess what I just saw?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right? Just like for real, just like
a crossover.
Yeah. Yeah. Similar cases appear across the U.S., especially near old highways, battlefields, and pioneer routes. One of the strangest patterns in time slip reports occurs near battlefields. Witnesses often report hearing sounds of combat, including rifles, cannons, and men yelling. So I can hear that would be maybe like a residual haunting.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could be that you are just continuing to experience things from the past, you know?
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's the same thing.
Maybe.
You know, like maybe
we don't know anything.
We don't know. Like we don't know if it's
time like repeating over and over, or if it's more spiritual.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
People also report smelling smoke and gunpowder and even seeing soldiers who vanish when approached. Edge Hill in England is a hotspot for this type of activity. So is Gettysburg. Fun fact. Gettysburg is where I went on my first ghost tour and had my first paranormal experience outside of my childhood home.
Ooh.
My mom and I, we both had different experiences, but smelling smells of the time. She smelled pipe smoke.
Okay.
And she's like, oh my gosh.
Who's smoking?
Who's smoking? It's so, don't you smell that? And I'm like, Mom, what is wrong with you? You know, my 11-year-old self.
Yeah.
And then later I smelled vanilla and baking and things like that.
Oh.
So, back to the battlefields. Some researchers suggest emotionally charged events may imprint on locations, creating moments where time doesn't replay, but overlaps.
Okay.
So that kind of goes back to what we were saying, you know, about is it a residual haunting or is it just time,
Yeah.
It's so interesting. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, it's tricky. Like we always talk about, ghosts, this person is haunting. But what if they're just living their experience in their time and it happens to overlap in our time?
Right.
I don't know.
Well, a lot of things that you hear about residual hauntings are things that repeat over and over. Like if there's a person, a spirit, they follow the same path. They do the same motion or whatever.
Activity or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Over and over. So maybe that is just a time thing rather than a haunting thing. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So time slips aren't always backward.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. In 1935, RAF Wing Commander Sir Victor Goddard was flying over an abandoned airfield in Scotland called Drem. The airfield was derelict, overgrown, and unused in his time.
Okay.
But during the flight, Goddard suddenly saw the airfield fully operational. He reported seeing hangars that were repaired and functional, aircraft present, and even mechanics in blue overalls.
Okay.
At the time, RAF mechanics wore brown uniforms. Blue wouldn't be adopted by RAF mechanics for years.
Oh.
4 years later, Drem Airfield was reopened. Everything matched what Goddard claimed to have seen, including the uniforms. Goddard later became a senior RAF officer and stood by his account until his death.
Oh, wow.
So he's like, this is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I mean,
and we've talked about this before when we did the UFO episode, that if you have people, military people, it's hard to get them to tell when something odd has happened or they've seen something odd because there's a lot of stigma attached. You could probably get in trouble. Things are classified.
Well, and and if you report something, especially something that is unseen by others, then you're going to have to do, a psych eval and all that. They're going to lose your position.
Yeah. They're going to think that you're crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that he continued on in his career. I mean, it seemed like they didn't think he was crazy, but the fact that he maintained, this is what I saw, and then it
came true. That's nuts. Yeah.
Was this coincidence? Was it precognition? A momentary glimpse forward? Or did time briefly unfold itself beneath his wings?
Oh, or like precognition. I didn't even think about maybe he had it. Maybe it was a him thing. He had a gift
forward instead of a flashback.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or maybe he was he could see things that he didn't know that he could see things in the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ooh, that's cool. Internet forums and paranormal research groups have collected thousands of contemporary time slip accounts. I told you there was a lot.
Yeah, wow.
There are a few recurring things present in all of these encounters. There's no warning, the person it happens to has no control, and it leaves a profound emotional impact on them. People often report feeling out of place afterward, like time never fully locked back into position.
That's hard.
Well,
that would be tricky.
I think if you experience that, there is no going back, right? You know something crazily different about the world.
Your reality has shifted.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Skeptics argue time slips are memory reconstructions, psychological dissociations, or simply invented by witnesses due to environmental triggers.
Okay.
I think that's probably
environmental triggers. That's a nice way to say it. The drugs.
Under the influence.
Yeah.
However, physicists note that time is not as simple as once thought. Einstein showed us time is relative. Quantum physics suggests reality may not be singular, or that closed time-like curves may exist. And that's a whole thing to jump into.
I know. It's so interesting and also completely over my head.
Right.
The broad idea is so interesting to me, but I don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet the doctor from your episode
maybe
that was observing the energy.
Oh, yeah.
He'd be all over this.
Yeah. No kidding.
So none of these theories prove time slips, but none fully rule them out either. So that whole closed time-like curve thing is kind of the idea that time curves and could potentially curve on itself so that you personally could experience a moment both now and in the past or in the present, at the same time is what I got out of it.
Okay.
And perhaps I'm explaining that terribly wrong, but when I read about it, that's what I came to understand. Maybe, just maybe, time is less a straight line and more like a fog. And sometimes, if conditions are right, you see shapes or people moving inside it and experience something amazing. If you ever feel like time itself hesitated, maybe it did.
That is crazy. I just saw video, and I don't know, this seems like it fits into this category. So I just saw this video of a lady talking about an experience that she had. And she was, let's say she's standing in a hallway, and then she heard clear as day her name. I forgot what her name was, but they said her name. And she looked around, there was no one there. And then she could continue hearing this voice. And they said, I see you as a ball of light. And if you see me, you will see me as a ball of light, but I'm as real as you.
What?
Right. And so it's like maybe it was two timelines kind of crossing over, but they couldn't see each other as who they are in their reality. They could just see each other's energy.
Whoa.
And I can't remember if she said that she saw something too or not, but this voice was saying that to her. Isn't that interesting?
Whoa, that's
I'll
awesome.
see if I can find that video and send it to you.
There's so many good stories. And I don't want to get too much into it because I think I want to do another episode on this with some more of these documented cases.
Yeah.
But there are some people get into an elevator and then the door opens and they see a glimpse of something from the past, whether it was a kind of like a wartime operating hospital space, something again back to the tragic imprint kind of thing, or it's like a ballroom, during the 20s, let's say, like the heyday of bootlegging and
fun parties,
all that stuff. Yeah, like Great Gatsby kind of.
It makes me think that like our history is so young in this country, but it makes me think of places like in Europe or wherever where the Roman Empire was there, and so it's like there are thousands of years of history and in a crowded area, like where people have been living together, right next to each other for thousands and thousands of years.
Right.
It would make sense that if this thing is real, that those kinds of things would happen in those places. And it's weird too. It's like, who gets picked to see that stuff? Is it random or is it a gift? Is it like,
are you just at the right place at the right time? Like there's something with the energy of that location, or who knows what?
Yeah. Or is it like something to do with you that you have this propensity to see what's not there, or both?
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, most of the things I found, people hadn't experienced anything, didn't have any sort of like clairvoyance or any mediumship or, anything like that in their life up to or beyond that point. It was just this one boom moment.
So weird. That's so really cool.
Can you imagine though, if you were, an ancient person, right? Let's say, and you got
it's like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. They're like collecting all these people. They're like, what is going on? Like, party on. No, that's a different.
You're walking through the forest, and then all of a sudden you're in like busy city, and there's cars and things
terrifying.
Like that. That would be so scary.
Yeah,
and you're like, what? There's an airplane that goes over.
Yeah, it would be equally as scary if you're like just walking down the street, and then suddenly you're next to a T-Rex.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
What if somebody went back and saw that? Oh,
that would be crazy.
That's what Bo would want.
Yeah.
My son is so into dinosaurs.
He's addicted to dinosaurs.
It's insane. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, thank you for that. I can't wait to hear more about that.
Yes.
I hope that you
I'll do another episode. There's so much.
Okay.
I love it. I love it so much. And then maybe if we research it enough, then we'll get to
it'll happen.
Yeah.
Maybe. I just don't want to get stuck.
No.
That's my only thing about time slips. I don't really want to get stuck.
I would just finished reading this book, and these people time traveled but got stuck like from our time, and they went back to the 1700s, and then they're women. And so like the hygiene and the and the
no AC.
Yeah, all of
bra.
that stuff. Yeah. I was like, oh, I could not deal with no indoor plumbing or like the lack of bathing.
I don't even want to go camping.
I'm not a camper either. We're indoor cats.
Yes, we are, for sure. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, are you ready for Somebody Told Me?
I'm ready.
Okay. This story comes from a Key West local. So I've been chatting up my people around me too. So I've met her a few times, and she's like a cool, just like a local conch lady. She's very fun. I had a feeling that she might have a spooky story. Okay. So I'm a little shy about asking people a little bit, but so I finally kind of got up the courage to ask her the last time that I saw her. And I said, hey, Patty, I got to ask you, do you believe in ghosts? And she looked me dead in the eye and said, I see things.
Oh.
I was like, oh, all right.
Whoa. Okay.
So when Patty was a little girl, she lived here in Key West on Staples Avenue. And she remembers waking up and seeing a figure at the end of her bed in the doorway. But so she talked to her grandma about it. And her grandma also was someone that saw spirits.
Okay.
And grandma told her she never needs to be afraid of the dead, only the living.
That tracks.
Ain't that the truth? So later, she met someone who had lived in that house before her. And this lady told Patty that she often saw a ghost there. And she asked Patty if she had seen anything unusual. And Patty described what she saw in the doorway. And it was exactly the same thing that this other lady had seen.
What?
Yeah.
It wasn't Hat Man, was it?
She didn't say anything about
Okay.
it. She just said it was a figure in
Okay.
the doorway at the end of her bed. And then another story that she told me was that when her daughter was little, she was sitting in a recliner and she was trying to read. And Patty was standing behind her in this chair. And she told her that she shouldn't try to read right there because it was too dark. So she's like, this little girl, I think she said she was maybe like 7 or 8. She's trying to read. And mom is like, hey, it's too dark. You know how it is. Like,
Yep.
You're going to go blind.
Uh-huh.
But right when she said she shouldn't try to read right there because it's too dark, the lamp came on.
Oh.
And so Patty, of course, goes to her grandmother about it. And the grandmother said that the grandfather was watching over her.
Oh.
And she reiterated that we should never be afraid of the dead. We should only be afraid of the living. Got it, Patty. And Patty told me that she's never scared of the things that she has seen because she has God on her side. So she's very much like, she sees things. It's not scary to her. She feels very comfortable with where she is. And
whoa.
Yeah. So what do you think?
Oh my gosh, I want to hear more. Patty.
I know. I think she probably has more stories. I have a feeling she probably has more stories. She's lived, I think their family is like several generations of living in the Keys, you know?
I always wonder about people who have those abilities. You know, if like right now as we're sitting, you're just seeing people from various eras or times, you know, or if it's more selective, you know?
Yeah.
Or if they come in and out and how that works. Like, I don't know.
I know.
I have so many questions.
I do too. It's so interesting.
And is it just an impression or do they see like full on people, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Whoa.
If you are one of these people, please tell us. Tell us about it. What we want to know specifically. I think it's kind of different for different people. Like if you listen to the famous mediums and things like that, they seem to all kind of experience this in different ways. Like some of them will get an impression. Some of them might see like symbolic things or whatever, you know, it's kind of like different for everybody.
Yeah. I don't know. Part of me wishes I had those abilities. And then the other side of me is like, oh, I like to sleep at night.
Yeah. And I think maybe it's okay once you have sort of honed your skill and it's not like weird or scary to you anymore, but it's got to probably be a hard transition to figure it all out, you know?
Well,
that's what I would guess.
I want you to keep in mind what Patty said. You don't have to fear the dead. So now we can go on all kind of ghost hunts.
Okay. Okay.
Patty said so. No.
Thanks, Patty. Thanks for your story, Patty.
Thank you. That was awesome.
Yes. And thank you so much for listening to this episode of the You Two Scare Me podcast. Have you checked out our website, you2scaremepodcast.com? You can find blog posts about our episodes, photos of us all dressed up like in our sparkly New Year's tops, and links to buy our spooky gear.
Do you like what you hear? We hope so. Help us reach more ears by sharing the show with your friends and fellow weirdos, subscribing to our YouTube channel, and joining our Patreon.
Patreon is a platform that allows creators to receive direct financial support from their patrons. As we continue to work to grow our podcast, this is a way that you can help us out. Just follow the Patreon link in the show notes to check out our 2 membership tiers. Both tiers include a shout out right here from us.
You can also help us by rating and reviewing us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, Amazon, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Don't forget to check out our social media. You can follow us on TikTok. Just search You Two Scare Me Podcast, no spaces. Find us on Instagram at You2Scare Me_podcast or on our Facebook page, You Two Scare Me.
Remember to send us your own spooky stories or stories about time slips or things you see for our Somebody Told Me segment at you2scaremepodcast@gmail.com. That's YOUTWO scaremepodcast@gmail.com.
Thanks for wandering through the shadows with us.
Until next time, stay curious and beware what lurks beyond the light.